Nominee number 7, Ms. Fahima Araphat Abdallah. And she's proposed to be a member of the IEBC Commission. Thank you very much. Fahima, this is the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. They are the ones who will actually vet you. Vetting means we don't do an examination for you. We don't intend to administer an exam to you. We just ensure that we confirm you're properly appointed, the process was flawless, and number 2, that you're suitable. You are able to contribute to the management of IEBC so that we get exactly what we aim to get. So we introduce these members to you. Some of them are taking a cup of tea. They will join us shortly. My name is George Gitonga Murugara, Member of Parliament for the Raka constituency. I chair the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Right, Mogaka.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Stephen Mogaka, elected by West Mugrango constituency, that is in Nyamira County, and a member of this committee. Karibu.
Very good. Honorable Utiende.
Ende Amolo, member for Ariada.
Honorable Chair, my name is Mushangi Karemba, Member of Parliament for Runyenjes constituency and a member of this committee.
John Makali, a member of Parliament for Kandui constituency, member of this committee.
Adan Dawood, Wajir East.
I am Michael Mushira, MP Rojororok, member of this committee.
Zulekha Harun, nominated member and a member of this committee.
Mwengi Mutuse, MP Kibwezi West, Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Peter Chamweno. I'm Director, Departmental Committees, and with me are members of the Secretariat for the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Thank you.
Right. Fahima, we are going to administer an oath to you. You take the oath. After taking the oath, you give us your testimonials, certificates, recommendations, everything to confirm that your copies are in consonance with the originals. Then after that, we will listen to you for 10 minutes as you take us through the journey of your short life, because it hasn't been very long. It's just some short life. You tell us exactly what you have seen in those very few years you've been here. All right? And then after that, we will ask you a few questions to confirm that as a youth, you are capable of sitting in IEBC to represent the interests of the youth who are easily excitable, they are irritable, sometimes they are impatient. Now they have a representative in IEBC. Thank you very much. Sergeant Terms, please administer the oath.
Bismillah. I, Fahima Araphat Abdallah, do swear that the information I shall give before this committee on the matter under its consideration shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Amen.
You may now sign the oath. All right, hand over your testimonials to... Yes, thank you very much. You have an option to elect one of the 2 languages to use. You can speak in English or...
Mission. As Fahima is taking us through that journey, could she also let us know the members of our delegation? Because I think she's the only nominee who has been well accompanied, it appears.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had not noticed the accompaniment of who are these good people who are right behind you. Then after that, you tell us.
Honorable Chairman and the honorable members of this committee. With me is my father, Mr. Araphat Abdallah, the gentleman.
Thank you very much.
Prayers are key, you know.
Yes, and he must be feeling extremely good.
Yes.
It's rare for a father to see the daughter or the son doing this. So surely we in his shoes, we feel it.
At this age.
Exactly.
Thank you. And then I have Irfan. Irfan Ali has been my personal assistant since the office of the ward administrator. I moved with him to the county executive committee member, the county assembly, and now after your approval, we shall be going together to IEBC.
Very good, very good.
And then with me is my wakili, because this is a justice and legal committee, and just in case she's here with me. Thank you.
Just in case she's going to answer anything, and I pray that she has not even attempted to coach you, because the questions you are going to ask are tough, and she will not have contemplated those questions. But it's nice, let her be there to give you the support that you need. Good. You will also clarify to us the mention you've made of county assembly and the executive, or those, how you got in there as we talk. So just do it in English, your family in English, so that some of these people who are not fluent in Swahili like me do not strain to understand, especially Swahili from Lamu. Thank you very much. You may start.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe before I start, let me seek clarification. If I choose to speak in English, it's English non-stop. And if I choose to go the Swahili way?
Swahili, you can mix.
Okay, I can mix.
We relatively understand both languages.
Okay.
So where you feel you do better in this, do it in that language. Nothing stops you from. None of the language is superior to the other.
To the other, sir. Thank you, Honorable Chairman, again, together with all the honorable members. First and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to thank the Almighty God for taking me this far, and you shall be able to hear the episodes of my small life or short life as to why I am grateful to the Almighty. I am also taking this opportunity to appreciate the panel for having conducted the process, and Alhamdulillah, today I'm here. And thirdly, I also want to appreciate His Excellency the President. Of course, we all understand he had a list of 9 names, and I thank God that I'm here. And lastly but not the least, I want to thank this committee led by you, Honorable Chair, for listening to us. I think we are all aware of what was happening, but finally when we received the call that we should come for vetting, you are like off, finally. So my name is Fahima Araphat from a village called Shela in Lamu County. That is where I was born and raised in 1992. I went to Shela Primary School in the same village. After that, I went to Lamu Girls Secondary School, and then I managed to pursue Bachelor of Commerce in Kenyatta University, and further pursued Master of Arts in Project Planning and Management in the University of Nairobi. To be able to support my bachelor's degrees, I have also pursued some professional courses, and these are currently I'm pursuing advanced level of Certified Public Accountant, CPA, and hopefully before we get busy, if approved, I should be able to be a CPA-K by the end of this year. I have also a project management professional, that is the requirement for the project planning and management master's degree, and also a diploma in investment advice, into bracket securities. And some of these courses I also came to learn when I was busy applying some of the jobs in World Bank, and I was always being knocked out because of the 10 years of experience, because I graduated in 2014 and they were like, But finally here we are, 2025, and IEBC could fit me. I started by working as a ward administrator in Shela Ward, that is the year 2014 to 2017. After that, I worked as a county executive committee member in different dockets. I started by the docket of lands, infrastructure, energy, and then I was moved to the docket of finance and economic planning. At the same time, when I was holding the lands docket, I also was appointed on acting capacity for almost 2.5 years, the portfolio of tourism, trade, investment, and industrialization. And lastly but not the least, I concluded my tenure under the docket of agriculture, fisheries, livestock cooperatives, and blue economy. You know, Lamu is a small county, so most of these departments are merged together. Yeah. So after serving as a waziri, I was also appointed at the County Assembly of Lamu on part-time basis as a board member to the County Assembly Service Board. I believe you understand the replicas of the PSCs at the county level. And since I had a lot of free time, that is when I realized I have not finished my CPA, and I had time to do all these other courses in these 3 years. And I also do training, facilitation of workshops to different people I meet in government and other sectors in Kenya. And I train on ethical and legacy leadership. I train them on prudent use of financial resources. I train on leading intergenerational teams, we understand now. And then I also train on corporate governance. I want to take this same opportunity. My life is very short, but let me share what really happened. And now maybe I'm trying to understand that this is why I received these blessings at this age. I remember when I left Lamu for Nairobi, that was in 2010, for my bachelor's degree. I came to Kenyatta University and my mind was open. So when I came back after the first semester to my home in Shela village, I realized that there are a number of ladies who had attained the pass mark to join university, but none of them had gone to school after Form 4. That is the unfortunate bit. So I remember that one day I walked door after door in the whole village. You know, it's a small village, but I did walk. And one parent, I wouldn't want to mention, I know if he or she is watching, because you're from the same village, he knows, but I have never mentioned this to anyone. I remember he was so mad at me, and he said, just go to Nairobi and get lost alone. You know, when we're from there, some people think that once you leave, maybe I'll even go back not wearing this buibui anymore. I'll even leave the religion. These are experiences I want to share. But I said, okay, I will not hold back. After his house, I went to another and another. And today I'm happy to say that that organization that I'm a founder and a chairperson to, called Shela Ladies Educational Organization, has schooled over 40 ladies from the village. And that particular parent's daughter is now a certified doctor. And may God bless. But you can imagine if maybe I pulled out and I got mad. And then after that, I also realized now while working as a ward administrator that a number of women also from our village, you know, there is that culture where maybe, it's not religion by the way, it is culture, that men are always given they are considered the first before. So I realized maybe some of them could not write, could not read, and we formed an organization and I volunteered to teach and offer adulthood education, and I'm happy to report that a number of them can now read and write messages, and they can even assist their children to do some assignment. So that is my small journey in my life. And maybe before I conclude, I was also very actively engaged in so many other organizations, national and international. I may not remember the names now because I wasn't thinking that one day I'll come here and explain myself. But I really did a lot of civic education to empower our people and the young people. And immediately after I finished Form 4, pursued Bachelor's of Commerce, which I don't regret. But I really felt like if I had an opportunity at my time, maybe I would have loved to be a wakili. You know, I admire debates and all that. But then I said now, because here I am, I have the opportunity, I always participate in offering professional guidance and trying to guide our young ones. And there are people that I personally sponsor, that is a charity I can't mention, and God forgive me, it is between me and him. But I just want to say that is my life, because I don't have much to say, but I have gained enough experience that will enable me to hold this national position at this juncture. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fahima. I think that was, the life is short, but the story is long, and it's quite interesting to listen to it. We would have loved to hear more, but because of time constraints, it's important we now ask you a few questions relating to your nomination as the commissioner for IEBC. Honorable Zulekha, you're the first one.
Thank you, Chair. For the interest of record, let me clarify that I've known Fahima for quite some time. We've been colleagues, but from different counties. I served as a CEC for finance in Mandera. She was a CEC for finance in Lamu. Then we used to be the only two girls in the whole 47 county CEC meetings. So that's how I have met her, but I am not conflicted in any way, Chair. Welcome, Fahima, and let me just take this opportunity to congratulate you for making this far. I know it's not easy being from a small marginalized community at the far end of Lamu. You are an inspirational to many girls, ladies all over this country, from Mandera to Kajiado, to Homa Bay, to Lamu, all the way to the farthest end of Turkana. And it's not something that we are not going to take lightly at your age, from a marginalized community, and the kind of patriarchal society that we come from. It is, in fact, a big achievement that we cannot miss but to mention. My first question will be, if given this opportunity, what are you going to do for the girl child all over this country? Not girl, but the ladies who are willing to join the political arena, but the constitution is not yet fully implemented when it comes to the 2/3 gender rule. I just wanted to know what are some of the steps that you could take so that we have as many ladies as possible in these offices. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Zulekha. Honorable Mushira.
Thank you, Chairman.
I've allowed her to be a bit off purely because she had good things to say and listeners are listening to her. Let's constrict ourselves to IEBC.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, nominee. Nominee, you are the face of the youth in that commission, and part of the challenges we have in the country in terms of voter turnout, low voter turnout, and number two, there are people who are of legal voting age, but they are not registered as voters. And most of these people are the youths. I would want to know if approved by the House, what you do to ensure, number one, the people who are of legal voting age register as voters, and number two, once they register as voters, they will be they will come out to vote. And finally, I would want to know, I know it's not a requirement whether you are a registered voter, whether in the register of voters, the IEBC register, you exist in that.
Honorable Farah Dadabo.
Welcome. I know Lamu and I've been associated with Lamu for a very long time, and I know your journey. So you've achieved a lot. Once you get into this commission, assuming that you'll be a commissioner, we have the biggest population of voters in this country are youthful people. This is a country where I think youth is, what, 67% or close to 70% of the population. And the youth are agitated. Agitated because many of them were born in ages when they would be given an iPad, or what do you call it? They're given a tablet to keep themselves busy, or a telephone. So parenting has been abandoned by the majority of Kenyans, urban Kenyans particularly. So they have a lot of grievances, much of it born out of the fact that they did not have proper parenting. And social media is there. And it's a very dangerous thing. So how would you relate to the youth to tell them that we have a lot of countercultures, which is stated by whatever? How are you going to, I am impressed by the fact that you are grounded on your own faith, and even if when you're coming to Nairobi, the feeling is that you're going to get lost, you're still grounded on that. We need to ground the majority of the youth of this country. They're not properly grounded. So you will give us, in a nutshell, what you feel is a way to engage them so that they can exercise their voting rights very well and very soberly, and at the same time maintain the kind of discipline a nation needs to maintain, because a nation without the discipline is an anarchy and chaos, and that's not a nation. Thank you.
But it will be answered to if it is. If it isn't, it's a comment. Honorable Dawood.
The question is, the nominee has given us a rich history, and especially as her Bachelor of Commerce that she's also doing now. She's pursuing CPA. She worked as a CEC for finance. So I will ask a finance question. The cost of election in Kenya is very high. It is sometimes said that we probably were the highest in the world. Given the budgetary constraints in our country, how, as if we approve you as a commissioner, how are you going to balance between the budgetary constraints and the need for having what Kenyans call, I think there's a very long-term, free, very viable, credible, transparent election that is not as costly as it is today. Thank you.
Thank you. First is to appreciate the nominee for the road taken from a ward administrator to a CEC member, 4 positions, up to now a member of the County Assembly Service Board. I think you are an inspiration to many, and you are the voice, or you are the face of the youth. One is you are joining an organization now, which I think when you reach there, we're looking at the nominees who are there, you'll find most of the people are, some of them are almost the age of your father. And I want to put you in a situation where you're going to make decisions as a college. What decision will you take if you find you are disagreeing with the other members of the commission? 2, you are the face of the youth. The youth have been complaining that they're not being given an opportunity to participate in to be at the decision-making table because they do not have enough resources. And just banking up on what my colleague has said, what proposals will you recommend in respect of the Election Financing Act? I mean, where the cost of running an election. We have no money. Wenye wana pesa ndio wanashinda kura. Sisi vijana hatuna nafasi. Then 3, what reforms will you introduce in the IEBC that will basically attract the youth who are saying they have been denied from, participating fully in elections because either wazee ndio wanajua kila kitu? What reforms will you want to introduce in the IEBC if given a chance?
Next is Honorable Muchangi Karemba, MP for Runyenjes.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you. Let me begin, Chair, by first of all saying that the nominee has a very impressive track record going by her age. And I am sure, looking at her, she believes that this committee will approve her nomination. She doesn't appear like she expects us to do otherwise. Going by her, you see, she's very happy. She's very happy. At the same time, she's the youngest in that commission. She's the youngest, and there are expectations, of course, from your fellow youth. In a recent news bulletin, I saw that a poll was released by some news station, TV station, that many Kenyans do not believe that 2027 elections will be free and fair. What are your thoughts about that? And what, since your nomination, what thoughts do you have about how you will impact on the young people to believe in the process of elections, and especially as we get to 2027? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Karemba. The next gentleman is called Otiende Amolo. He's a senior counsel, and he represents the people of Rarienda in Siaya County.
Thank you. And let me start by telling you, Fahima, that it's never too late to study law. So keep those dreams alive. Two quick questions. One is, there was a gentleman who sat on the seat in which you sit right now, a professor who has worked for about 50 years, and his net worth, he told us, is 81 million. You have worked for just about 10 years, and I see your net worth is 77 million. Would you guide us and tell us how you moved so fast? Second, some people have argued that Lamu East is such a small constituency that actually Lamu West and Lamu East should be merged so that they become just one constituency. What are your thoughts? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Tiendamolo. The next gentleman is called Stephen Mogaka. He is the Member of Parliament for West Mugirango. That is found in Nyamira County, in those sides of Kisii, in Nyanza region, or Nyanza province, as it used to be called. Stephen.
Thank you so much, Chair. And Fahima, you will, in passing, tell us whether you have been to Nyamira and how traveled you are within the country whose elections you want to be a commissioner of. My first question is, outside Lamu, what is your exposure in this republic, so that culturally we get a feel whether you are a true representative of youth from all over this country. And then the second concern is, I didn't see what happened before you came here. Why is it that in this commission you are the only youth I've seen? I don't know whether there are others coming after you. Was there apathy in applying for these positions? Which apathy we have been noticing in election registration as voters, and even turnout by the youth. So, given that is where we are coming from, and as you tell me, why are you alone here? What are you going to do to make the youth inclusive in the electoral process so that their participation is not limited only to social media? What are you going to do to make the youth inclusive? And then finally, if you are confirmed as a commissioner, and I see that parental care has extended into this vetting process, meaning perhaps the parents are anxious. Do you understand the phenomenality of the exercise you are entering into? Do you understand that this is an exercise that has cost Kenyan lives? Do you understand that the Kenyans are even dismissing the Electoral Commission even before the vetting is over? What are you going to do to bring back or restore Kenyans' trust in the electoral process, particularly the youth? What are you going to do? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mogaka. Vice Chair, you have a question? Thank you.
Just what, because you've been asked quite a number. Maybe just to comment for purposes of Kenyans and this committee, your personal interaction with Kenya's electoral system. How have you interacted with our electoral system?
All right, thank you. Fahima, I'm sure you'll be noting where you feel it's a repetition, you can join the two and answer them simultaneously. So in a few minutes, please give us your answers to our inquiries.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. And the first question from my sister, Honorable Zulekha. We served together, and I'm proud to see that a number of my colleagues that we have served are in different places. That is something very good. By the way, from school, university, and even CECs. So that shows there is good domain and good company. They say your net worth is also? Your network is your net worth, yeah. So across the nation, alhamdulillah, everywhere I go, I don't fail to miss a person or two that we have interacted in one way or another. The question that Honorable Zulekha asked is, which steps will I take once approved by this committee to ensure that we have a number of female, I would like to call them female instead of girl, yeah? Participate in elections and also get elected and even appointed in these houses. So number one, we have always had the affirmative action of the 2/3 gender rule. What I will ensure is many a times we do have laws, but then the issue of implementation is where we draw the line. So once appointed, we'll ensure first the law is already there. How can we ensure it is implemented? And then number two is to reach out to our sisters across the country and talk to them, tell them, and even educate them on what they can do to ensure. Because I once met another lady from Kilifi who was an aspirant, I don't remember, maybe for women rep or MP. And she was really impressed, by the way, when I was talking, and she was like, I really wanted to be in the race in the 2022 election, but because of finances, I don't have that. So what I'm trying to say is once appointed, we'll also look into the laws, because I'll now be an insider in IEBC, and we can be able to see currently what are the requirements and where we can also put affirmative actions on such requirement to enable the female or the women, persons with disability, and even the youth. I would like to say that. Chairman, I kindly request you to remind me the name of the second honorable.
Yes, that is Honorable Michael Mushira. He represents the people of Ojororok in Nyandarua County.
Thank you, Chairman. Honorable Michael, I think is easier. And thank you for acknowledging that my appointment to the commission represents the face of youth, and I am honored. And number one, you asked the issue of low voter turnout. That is an issue that we have always had. So maybe 2-3 things that I shall do once appointed in the commission is to ensure we have proper campaigns and civic education. You see, for example, once people understand their rights and also their responsibilities, many a times people only fight for their rights, but they really don't understand their responsibilities. So I'll give you a very small example in our current situation. We have seen a number of offices where maybe you want to apply for CDF bursary, for example, and you to be a registered voter is a requirement. But because the honorable members also do not want problems with many Kenyans, you end up to even be lenient and extend that you can use an ID of your mother, your father. But the point here is, if you have attained the legal age of registering as a voter, why are you not registering? So once we explain to them, apart from their rights, but also their responsibility, then I'm sure we are going to have them coming out to vote once they have registered. And I think I have combined that with the second question that you had asked. And the last one was the issue if whether I'm a registered voter. Yes, I understood the importance at a very young age, and I first voted in 2013, so I have voted thrice in my life. It is not that short, Honorable Chairman, because these are 15 good years. I'm a registered voter of Shela Village in Shela. Honorable Farah Maalim, it is true that the population of the youth comprises of 60 to 70%. And you also acknowledge that I'm the face of the youth. Thank you for that. The issue that you said that parenting has been abandoned, I want to say that that is true, because sometimes when I talk to some people who are older than me, I'm asked a question, which history are you trying to tell us at the age of 30? But let me tell you, honorable members, that when I was growing up, for example, I come from Shela Village, there were things that we used to do, culture and religious. For example, every morning, if you are a boy, because you are young, yeah, you must pray in the mosque. I will tell you. And this I have told a number of the people that I sit with, my colleagues, and even the leaders. But currently, as you are saying, you can see that it is easier for a parent. You must pray in the mosque. I will tell you. And this I have told a number of the people that I sit with, my colleagues, and even the leaders. But currently, as you are saying, you can see that it is easier for a parent to wake up the child to go to school, but not to church or to the mosque. On Sundays, somebody has partied the whole weekend and is now resting to start his life again on Monday, but then cannot go to church, or that same person is not taken to go to mosque. Number two, I want to give an example, is a parent also used to be very responsible. For example, at my age, I'm giving my experiences, yeah, because it's the best teacher. You cannot go back home with items that your parents have not purchased for you. And if you do, be it a phone, a laptop, maybe it's a piece of cloth, you have to explain why. But we all now can say that things have changed. And I don't know where these things coming from, but I would like to say, honorable, on this, because you said we can instill discipline and ensure they participate in elections. So my call to the younger generation is, as much as we are young, we have the energy, we can do what we can, because biologically we have the muscles, yeah? But we also have to respect the elderly. These people have lived long before us, they have even given birth to us, and we have to listen to them. We grew up, I'm a person at 32 that I grew up, but I can tell you there is a difference. When I was growing up, my childhood and the childhood that I am seeing now. So as parent, I'm sure I'm being watched nationally and globally. This is a simple response, Mheshimiwa, to your question. Honorable Daud, you asked me on the issue of cost of election. And due to my financial expertise and also financial skills, number one, once approved, I will ensure proper budgeting. You see, sometimes the problem we have in bloated budgets are because we get it wrong from the beginning, and that is budgeting. So what I mean is we must prioritize tasks. For example, election is a whole process. So there are things we can do now with this much money. There are things we can do after 4 or 5 months if you look at the cycle. So we should budget properly. And then if there is anything that we see we don't understand, of course we should just cut it off. Number two, we should make use of partners. And this is development partners. There are so many organizations out there without compromising, by the way, the independence of IEBC. But there are so many development partners that want to empower the people of Kenya to understand their voting rights and also maybe what is expected of them. Number three is to work in synchronization as government agencies. For example, we have the Ministry of Interior, we have the Ministry of Education, we have also the Ministry of Gender and Youth. We have to sit down as a commission and work with them, and where we can be able to borrow infrastructure and even human power so that we can have these people, train them, and then we are able to conduct our elections. I think for purpose of time, I will stop there. Please, Chairman, remind me the name of the Honorable.
His name is Johnny Makali. He represents Kandui in Bungoma County.
Honorable Makali. Sorry, I only missed 2 names, I think, of the Honorable. I don't know what happened. So, Mheshimiwa, you've asked me how will I be able to dissent with others. Number one, as a professional, I have always, even when I'm facilitating, telling the people that I teach, that sometimes you can agree to disagree, but in a very respectful way. However, in the context that you have asked me, is the issue of age and the people who are there, like I'm the only young one and all of them are older than me. I think I'm proud of my parents for the values and respect that they've instilled in me, and there's so many other people that I have worked and interacted with, including leaders all over Kenya. And I want to assure you that I am one person that you really have to work hard to annoy, always. So I am not anticipating that we shall have problem, and I will always talk to them in a respectful way and give my ideas and tell them to understand so that we can move together.
You don't have a split screen like the one we saw the other time.
No, we are also very prayerful. I think you've seen all of us. You also asked on how I can come up, which kind of reforms I would like to introduce to IEBC. Personally, by the fact that I am representing the face of the youth, for example, of course, the women and the larger Kenyan community, I would really like us to look into the issue of inclusion of the youth in electoral processes, so that we can come up with policies to ensure that sometimes we do the talk, but we don't walk the talk. So, for example, my appointment, as you have stated, already has instilled. And allow me to take this opportunity to say that although I was going to respond somewhere, a number of young people called me and they were like, ata sisi, next time we see an advert as big as that, we are going to apply. Because honestly, I just applied courageously, and I said as long as I meet the requirement, I have 10 years, then age should not be a factor. And so with that courage, I want to also call out upon every Kenyan, young Kenyan watching me right now, please apply. And we have a lot of opportunities as a country. Honorable...
Chair,
yes.
Campaign financing, will you be of the view that we need to cap the amount of money that is spent in campaigns, or we leave it a blank check? Because the youths are saying we don't have money, yet those ones who only have money are the ones who have a chance to go and campaign. Do you think we need to cap the amount of money to be spent, or we leave it as a blank check?
Thank you, Honorable. I think on that, allow me to say that this will need a very strategic approach with all stakeholders, Parliament being number one and the people of Kenya, so that once we do enough public participation, then we can come up. Because my views alone, I don't think I am in the capacity or authority, but that's how I'm going to handle it. Multi-stakeholder engagement. Thank you. Sorry. Today I'm fasting, don't worry. So next is Honorable Muchangi. And thank you, Honorable. I think you commented that I feel like I'm going to be approved out of my facial expression. And I want to say that from the time I applied, trust me, you know, they always say, believe your instincts. I told you, or I mentioned here, that I applied to a number of positions, but there is something that was telling me this one is for you. So I thank God for this far, and also for asserting. He also said that there is this poll that was conducted, and many young people are feeling that the elections are not going to be free, fair, and justice. And what am I going to do if appointed to believe in process of election of the youths? Number one, I want to repeat, most of these things will repeat one another, but allow me to say that I'm going to ensure that we have structured dialogues with the youth. We must talk to them and we must listen, because they will tell us how we want to do things. Number two, for example, they have so many other proposals that they think, especially when we do public participations, that they think we should do to gain that trust. For example, just before I came here, I think a week or two ago, there is a video of one Abdallah Hussein, another young man. I don't know if you have seen. He's a Kenyan, and he's already thinking of how we can have a digital ballot box. So I understand that we have the other population of Kenya that is not youthful and that is not tech savvy. But what I'm trying to say is to do, or what I will do to ensure that the youth will believe in the process of election, is to ensure that after listening to them, we at least implement the things that they will do. And then number three, and not the last, to introduce electoral innovation hubs. These people have ideas, and two heads are better than one. So once we sit down with them, as a commission, then we can be able to hear. And what is doable, of course, after everything within the law, we shall do. And what is not doable, then we can reach as we develop as a nation. Thank you, Honorable. Honorable Otiende. I already asked into doing the degree of law, so thank you for that. And if need be, we shall come for consultation and classes so that we can also be advocates. You have asked me to explain my network. My network, number one, let me mention that it is immovable and movable assets. And maybe I mentioned that I have some parcels of land, two to be specific, one of 5 acres and one of 4. And then I have a car, of course, and some livestock, about just 30, is not many, because somebody is keeping for me. The reason why this amount is high is because we come from a village called Shela, that we call the Runda and Mudaiga of Lamu. And the prices are not normal across the country. So you can get a piece of land at like 40 million, maybe somewhere in Vipingo, in Mombasa, if you can relate. But the same size of land, 1 acre, will cost you 120 million where I come from. So if you value my land, you cannot compare with other parts of Kenya. That is why I'm at 77, and this is as of today, in case I have distress selling. But after 6 years being a commissioner, and I want to sell at the market price, I'm sure it will be more, God willing. Lastly, but not the least, you've also asked the issue of Lamu East being a very small constituency, and there have always been talks of merging it with Lamu West. And I want this to respond to this Honorable Chair just the way I did in my other interview. I prayed first it should not happen under my watch, because I said my people will curse me. And then number two is that let us just pray it doesn't happen. But of course, if I may respond now as a commissioner, I have been appointed. Of course, there are so many factors and issues that will be looked into before maybe we just scrap not only Lamu East, but any other constituency in Kenya that is at the loss of being scrapped. So maybe when we get there, we shall see what the people will have to say. And then, of course, I will stick to the law as a commissioner. Honorable Stephen from Nyamira, I have traveled the country. I have been to Mombasa, of course, Kwale, Kilifi. I have been to Kakamega, up to the end, Malava. I have been to Busia. I have been to, I think, Naivasha is in Nakuru. Voi, I have been there. I've been to Taita Taveta. I have been to Isiolo and Samburu. I have been to Nairobi. I'm here, yeah?
Looking for an answer called Nyamira. So just manufacture it.
Unfortunately, I took an oath to say nothing but yes. So, inshallah, once appointed as a commissioner, I am sure I will have now to traverse the country. And I shall be coming to Nyamira, God willing. Thank you. Apart from the Lamu exposure, which other exposure do I have in this republic? Honorable Stephen, number one, I have gone to university. And the university is universal. I was in Kenyatta University with over 30,000. And we also have an alumni group of almost over 4,000, 5,000 of us. And everybody knows me. If you go there, and they gave me a nickname from Honorable Mutisa's place, Walalo. Sometimes they'll call me Walalo or Waria. I just have to, because they don't know any person wearing buibui to be a Bajuni. So after that, I also went to University of Nairobi. So it's a whole another community nationally. I was also an active member of Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization. So in different platforms across the nation, we were meeting with different people. And I have a lot of other exposure nationally. So now it is my time to request I also be given this position, and I can go up to Turkana and other places. Nyamira number one, and then Mandera. Thank you. This is where I wanted to respond the issue of apathy in applying for this position. And I said that maybe there was that thinking that as youth, we can only apply to certain jobs. But my application, shortlisting, I did the interview, finally appointed, and today being vetted, and hopefully will be soon on after your approval. Really instill hope, as my sister has said. So I think that is what was there. Maybe the youth were thinking these positions are for certain people, certain age group, but we have shown that we can, and I'm sure now be prepared. Even PSC, if you have a director position, they are going to apply. What will I do to make youths participate in electoral process? I pointed at the director, like your position is being eyed now, yeah? By the youthful Kenyans. So what will I do to make youth participate in electoral processes? As I have mentioned earlier, to come up with inclusion policy. We'll ensure that we have forums. We can even create those labs, innovation, and then we shall be able. So if we do this, I answer the other question which says about, no, let me finish this, then I can answer the other one. So once we can do such things, and not only just telling them, but seeing them, and giving them the opportunity. And allow me to also say that when we are doing recruitment of the POs, of the clerks, I'm sure there's so many jobless Kenyans, the young ones. At least as IEBC, we should show a certain percentage is being given to these young people. And so that way we shall be able to have them participate rather than being on that other part of the process. You asked Mheshimiwa if I understand the pros and cons of being here. And as a Muslim, I believe kufa ni ile siku Mungu ameandika, zingine ni sababu. So that's my belief, yeah? Yeah, so I can die here, God forbid, just before anything if I go out because saa imefika, and I can serve in the commission for 6 years and come out free, sindio? So I am very positive, and I know he asked in good faith, but it is good that you have asked so that I can also tell the other youths and the other people, because I've received mixed reaction. There are those who call me and they are praying for me, and then lastly they're saying, lakini mwanangu, be careful, that job is not as easy as you think. Are you getting the point? So it is not something that I am not aware. It is something that I'm prepared. So the duty that I have, we were created to serve God. I do my obligations, religious obligation, and when the time is ready, I'm ready to go. But I want to, inshallah, tell the house here, I have a longer life, inshallah, yeah? So that we can live to the age of 60, 70, and beyond. Thank you for that question. It has also instilled hope. Honorable Mutuse, you've asked me if I have any experience or my connection with electoral systems. And as I am here today, I want to say that the connection I have with electoral systems, if I understood the question, is that at least I have voted, so at least I know the process, and I have voted thrice. I have also extensively empowered the people at my capacity as a ward administrator, as a waziri, and even before that as a youth leader, telling them the importance, and to some extent going even deep into my pockets to ensure they come and register. Let me tell you, sometimes it is very surprising that you meet some young people out there and you ask them, I hope the Honorable Speaker will not mind, I'm just giving an example, who is the Speaker of the National Assembly of Kenya or the Parliament of Kenya? And that person doesn't know even the name of the Speaker. So these people are in their own world. Honorable Farah, I'm sure you might have people in your constituents who don't even know if you exist. I don't know where they live. As you say, they only participate in other platforms. But now it is our mandate, as I said, to ensure that they don't only fight for their rights and know their right, but also their responsibilities. Where I want to say, if you are not registered as a voter, what do you expect next? So we must do that. And then at some point, I was also an agent. That's how I have interacted, and I think that's enough. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fahima. I think you tried to answer those questions in the best way you could, in the circumstances, given the opportunity. But again, we remind you that you are the face of the youth in IEBC. Today, they have witnessed us interview middle-aged persons. We have also interviewed quite elderly people, and all of them have exhibited the value they will take to that IEBC. So the youth are looking upon you to ensure that also that value, you take it over there. And we would advise you that you have to constantly ensure you engage the youth using all the youth forums available, including social media, so that they know what you are doing and what you are doing for them. Because as you say, they never thought a youth would become a commissioner. All commissioners are usually elderly people, but here you are today, and God willing, this committee may be persuaded to approve you. You take the oath and you sit on that seat. You've also confirmed that you understand it's a hot seat from the question by Honorable Mogaka, but you're also prepared for the heat. You will take it with the stride it requires. So with those remarks, I have a few final questions for you. Where are they? You've stated your net worth to be how much? 77 million.
Yes.
Made of, you have explained, 2 parcels of land,
Yes.
which are precious,
Yes.
and a few other things.
Yes.
All right. That's number 1. Number 2, have you been convicted of any offense in your tender age? Not at all. Have you been accused during your public service of having reached Chapter 6 of the Constitution on ethics and integrity? Not at all. Do you think, or are you aware of any circumstances that may lead to your conflict of interest with the IEBC, such that when you go there you are conflicted, you cannot serve?
That I'm aware, and in case it arises in the future, then I will do the needful.
You do the needful, which is to declare
Yes.
and recuse yourself if that is
Yes.
necessary. Finally, and you've said it already, that you've involved a lot in pro bono works, including getting those girls from Shela to go to school, study, and become professionals. Have you done anything else apart from the girls to other human beings?
Yes, yes. Actually, from the same village, we have a Shela Bursary Fund. It's almost, I think, 26, 27 years now, and it's a fund that revolves every year. We do fundraising, and since 2014, after I started receiving my salary as a ward administrator, I have never missed even one single year in contributing, because I know the importance of education. I have been educated, and I want all the others to be educated. The Shela Women Initiative, the SLEO, and many other groups from Lamu and even other parts of Kenya, I do help with the little that I have, because I believe in our religion, when you give, and also God gives you more. Yes.
Thank you. Finally, what plea are you making to these honorable members of parliament as regards your nomination and the subsequent appointment, if it happens? What are you asking them to do for you?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and allow me to take this opportunity to end my conversation I will call with you by saying that let us go where the youth are. We modernize our communication. If they are there in TikToks, Instagrams, Space, even Planet Mars, we must go. Why am I saying this? Is because failure for them to get communication or information from us, I mean IEBC, Parliament, and all other authorities in Kenya, then we give room for them to be fed with so much misinformation. But if we can be able to ensure that we do our things and our works in transparency, and we are ready to be held accountable, then I don't think there'll be any room for misinformation and propaganda. So my whatever I'm trying to say is, let us go to them and let us engage them. They will listen. And with me, inshallah, I request that you appoint me, you approve me, and I get appointed. I shall do that, because alhamdulillah, I'm still young, I have the energy. We will work in Kenya, and everybody will know that what is expected of them and what is expected of us as the leaders. Thank you.
And you have a whole expanse of life ahead of you, such that you'll be the last person to want to see it or anything negative happening to this country. Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. We have heard you. We will not tell you what our decision is now. We will retreat, look at everything that is before us regarding you, make a report that we take to National Assembly. Then you will hear your debate on the floor, and eventually you know whether you are approved or disapproved. Otherwise, for now, thank you so much for appearing before us, and may you have a safe journey to wherever you are going. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to Lamu.
Go back to Lamu. Well, we wish your dad is your caretaker and the aide and Wakili.
Yes.
I hope it has gone to your expectations, Wakili.
Yes, I'm very proud, Chairman.
I hope there is also no fee note for that. There will be a fee note as usual. There is no other way an advocate can survive away from a fee note. Thank you, team. We now release you. Thank you. Give our documents back.
Thank you, honorable members.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the session of the day. We have gone through vetting of the 7 nominees to IEBC, and now we need to retreat and make our decision, which decision is a recommendation to the House, which is not binding on the House until it is voted and adopted or it is rejected. So we